Are we live? Okay, here we go. So guys, here we go. This is gonna be the Zombie Slayer video, and this video is gonna be about should we just kill gaming? Because Sony literally just killed physical discs, which helped with all of their sales, literally all of their sales, and then Xbox is following suit because they have no reason to, because they don't have any sales in physical. So physically, this video is about the good old question. Should gaming just die, and why is physical movies not a problem anymore? Well, let me explain. Okay, so I've been watching the videos and people who actually do stuff and try to figure that out. I've been to GameStop, I've been to Revival Games, I remember Hastings back in the day. What are the Entertainment Mart? That's another one that I've been to. A company, I've talked to a couple of them. And I've talked to some people that have worked in those kind of places, but I just don't have any way to prove that. You know what I mean? I kind of just base it off one thing, you know? And the reason I'm also kind of making more of a serious video is because I might try and just do other stuff besides gaming. I know my brother told me, hey, let's post gaming clips. But why? Why anymore? And my other brother was asking, you play on an Xbox? Well, yeah, because the only reason to have an Xbox, and because I already have a DVD player that plays movies and not games, and I've already gotten rid of my PlayStation 4, and I'm actually thinking about refunding all of my Steam games again, because gaming doesn't feel worth it anymore. It's not like back in the day when they first started. It was about groups, friend groups that you would randomly come across and play with. You know what I mean? I was even thinking, let's do a Lego video. I haven't done it because I'm afraid of doing the videos too. The reason I'm afraid of doing the videos is because all of the editing software keeps editing my recorded videos or blocking stuff that I have said in the videos to kind of just help promote the games. Like Sony, if Sony is so good at what they do, why are they manipulating the prices? And Microsoft has never done that in years, except for the Xbox console. Okay, that's literally the only thing. The Xbox Game Pass is just a new thing that they tried, okay? It has nothing to do with pricing or nothing. So literally, Xbox hasn't done that. Now, I have heard that Xbox has tried to cut physical media because they try to save on their sales. But here's the one thing that I have liked from the Xbox, all right? They brought physical games in media. So like, honestly, if you lose physical media for a couple of years and then bring it back, I really don't see an issue with Xbox. It's mainly Sony and Sony Entertainment. Like, I know there's also this other company called Nintendo, and they used to sell phones. The only reason I would be mad at Nintendo is because they copy you for like $100 a phone that barely has the features to work for anything. Okay, that is the only reason, but I don't care about that either. I'm even exiting the gaming market. Like, I love some games that I would love to play, right? But I don't really care to play them if they're gonna just get rid of the games. Like, you get what I'm saying? This is really, really tough for me to like say that right now. But I'm basically just going to keep an Xbox just so that I can play them locally, offline. I don't even want to play with anyone because nobody really plays games anymore. No teenager plays games because people's parents and other people say that gaming is for lazy people. But it used to be, like when gaming first started, it used to be about connecting with other people. Having friend groups you can play the game with so that no one had to like struggle to make friends or struggle to like do things like reading books together. That's what gaming was mainly for. And now it's just like, I feel like gaming has turned into a trash bucket. Basically a trash bucket, because if I'm dumb here, right? We'll get this right. If I'm dumb, this means that I was wrong about everything. But I'll base all of my evidence on things that I've done in person, things that I've tried to pay attention to YouTube that actually happen in real world things, like patents or like lawsuits, right? Or court cases that you could watch live on YouTube that happen in real life. okay? I live in the United States, and the biggest thing that I keep hearing, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it ever. And it's that Wi-Fi in the United States or in America, which sometimes is in Mexico, but Mexico has been able to get better Wi-Fis from time to time. So it's not just Mexico that has this problem. It's mainly the United States in the newer, starting from 2018 to 2026. Because I haven't seen Wi-Fi improve, let's be honest. And this thing with ChatGPT, I try to look up why ChatGPT costs so much. But the thing is, I've used all of these ChatGPTs and the servers, and people say they've been taking out a bunch of like things that work for AI and stuff, and that AI will take our jobs. But AI is so far behind. The only time AI had a chance, right, is when they actually trained the AI to treat humans with respect. That is the only time that I kind of really saw that working. But you don't see that. AI doesn't treat humans with respect because they think humans are mocking them. Humans are mocking robots. Okay, that's just a thought, all right? But I haven't really seen physical robots in general. And I've asked my brother and I've asked everyone else, have robots. And then we've seen robots on our trips. Like Mexico, one time we saw a robot. I just can't remember. And we some other trips. I know on trips we've seen a couple of robots, right? But I haven't like physically seen one work in head-to-head like presentations and stuff and test it out. But my whole main idea with all of that together is we should probably just kill gaming. Just make it where all of the games that you can play are on the last gen hardwares that are going to be made left. Because honestly, GameStop isn't going to make money. Not even Revival Games isn't going to make money without those. You know what I mean? Like the whole idea of physical gaming was to be able to bring people into the market. But the problem with Sony, and it's not that they're like so like tight-knit about it, okay? I know that they're really bad at the rules or whatever, like Disney, right? But the problem is this, really, at the main point. Sony is so bad with physical and online games since they have started in the new era of gaming. And the reason for that is because they keep stealing the games. They keep losing the trust from the actual gamers. And I know there's a bunch of gamers that are like trash talkers. They don't even know what the hell they're loose brains. And I know my mom tells me, you should read a book. Dude, it's hard to read books. Because some of them are just like hard to read. Like there's so much letter. Also, even with the time, you don't have a lot of time anymore. And the reason is because a lot of the stuff, like as soon as you get a job and you get actual things working, but then you don't have like a successful career, or I have like a medium-sized career. So I would say mine's packed. And maybe I'll be able to go back to that successful career where I'm doing things and I'm making more money and the company lets me do this, and that. But it doesn't. Okay? So, and I didn't get other successors, right? So that means I don't have more time. But I would say that even if you've got a job that takes up all of your time and it is a successful one, in this new ages, dude, work takes 100 to 85% of your time. And that's because half the people don't want to do what those hard jobs or the easy jobs are to be able to get to higher levels of success or higher levels of position. That's why you see all these other advice videos, and the guy's wearing a mask or he's not wearing a mask, but he's telling you what to do, and they actually work. Not Andrew Tate, he's a lie. But there's a few of them, okay? But you gotta like really reel in and see like what works for you. You know what I mean? Number one thing that I would say that works on some of them, right? I'm not saying all of the videos that come out from YouTube, TikTok, or some other social media platform, is that they tell you that life is a scam. It is true, dude. Life is a scam. Some people have to lose for others to win. Some people have to win in others to like feel the success that they could get in return. Not everyone wins. There is enough money in the world and enough people in the world to make that happen, but people just don't do that in reality. Nobody does that in reality. Nobody listens in reality. And that's the biggest thing about life, is that nobody listens. And there's this that happens and that happens. So many moving parts. It's almost like maybe it's time to kill gaming again. Maybe it's about the time that we start killing gaming as a whole. as a whole. Kill Xbox, kill Steam, kill Discord, maybe even Zoom, I don't know. But what it really seems like to me is that the world sucks because they haven't killed gaming, or they haven't killed some sort of groups like that people do. Like I was even saying, there should be a legal agreement where Wi-Fi has to be cut off by 10 o'clock at night in any time zone in the United States. Okay, because I don't live in Mexico and I don't live in Canada. They can make their own rules. So if anyone's out there, we should just make it where internet has to be cut off by 10 o'clock. And if you're using it before that time, you have to be locked in your room. That has to be the new governmental rule. Okay, I know Trump won't do it, but I know that people here would do it. And this is just a video saying, should we just kill the internet? Should we just make it locked in where you can't use the internet until tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock? Or at least, like, you can only use it if you have some sort of security unlock from your parents. Because remember, if the parents unlock it, then it's at least one step safer than that. You know what I mean? And it has to be promoted in schools, because school is another scam. But the reason why school is good is because it teaches you how to make friends after you get out of high school. Because life sucks. This new age, life sucks, bro. Nobody wants to do shit, and that's the problem. It's not even that, oh, he did this bad. But it's actually in reverse, that they want to go do that bad. They want to go do that thing because someone pissed them off, or something's not working, or they don't have enough money for rent. It's actually because of that. It's not the in way around. But it's also because no one wants to do shit. And I feel bad. Because I only wanted to play gaming because no one wanted to do shit. And maybe I just haven't found the right spots. But you're going to tell me go to the bar and the clubs to go do it? Get out of here. I ain't doing that. I tried the sports clubs, but you got to pay and wait a certain time to go do it. And then when you go to do it, they're closed? Tell me that makes sense. Tell me that makes absolute no sense, bro. And you may be thinking, why aren't physical movies a problem? Because not a lot of people are buying that, because there's another thing called subscription platforms. But then if they were going to do subscription platforms, how come they aren't effing doing it right then? The only reason I say that there should be both discs for gaming and online and a subscription platform is because not a lot of people are getting into gaming. Gaming sucks nowadays. Steam doesn't have a lot of the OG games that used to cross after like 16 months or 8 months after being on Xbox or after being on PlayStation, and then make it cross-play with the servers by locally connecting the servers. There's not even local server connects. And the reason is because of money. But it wasn't about that yet. It was about seeing if these games from other platforms can work. Like, I even think we should kill Steam. Maybe we should kill Steam so that Xbox and PlayStation can have both. Because Steam doesn't even have 50% of the games that are on Xbox or on PlayStation. They lack half of the games. There are so many other good games, but they are dog water. And why are they dog water? Because the studios and the corpos don't let them do things. But the other thing is also because Steam really also doesn't have a lot of games anymore. Like, I feel like CSGO is gonna be on Xbox or PlayStation someday. Now thinking about it, I have gotten everything right in the new age, not in the old age, the new age of gaming, because of money. Because of the dictation of money. Like, if the stock goes up for PlayStation, the money's there. And I don't say that's wrong or that's bad. I just think that investors need to really look, like, think gaming's not worth it, because studios, like gaming studios, have to lay them off and lay other people off. Maybe I'm even thinking cross-platform games is fucking needed. Okay, cross-platform games is effing needed. Because they're not even good games are being able to be created because of so much competitive and so much yelling from fans and gamers and developers. They can't even make a good game because of those three problems. Back in the day, it was not that big of a problem. They would have a huge talk, chat, and then argue if they had any issues, and then boom. But maybe I'm thinking gaming needs to die and just let whatever games that were created left and kill online gaming. And GTA, dude, GTA is not making it, bro. We just got a leak that 50% of the stats for GTA are a lie. Are a freaking lie. You can look that shit up on any Firefox, internet, anything. And I don't want to lie here either. I'm trying to tell the basic truths that I can. But remember, I'll tell this information, and you can take GTA 6 as a new game. It might do well just because more people will spend their money without seeing gameplay, which I have seen as true because I've asked more than one person about that. More than one person, at least 9 people of what I asked. And that's enough information to get that. That's enough. I'm even thinking that if I quit gaming también, my eyes will get more rest. Because I game too much. And it's addictive, but I like doing that. I like doing that because it's fun to me. Because I got no one to hang with. I don't got objects to go buy either. That's the whole reason I bought a PC, so I could play more games. And I thought, hey, without the collection, without the game physical discs in my hand, there will be games to play on Steam. And I don't know how to do emulation. But emulation's supposed to be easy. And there's so many websites that emulate them without the disc. And I'm like, what? How, dude? How? Just how? But that just makes me think again. Just kill online and offline gaming. That means make it where you have to physically be on someone else's Wi-Fi to connect with local play. And you have to kill making new discs or say that you can't make any more new consoles either or new games or upload new games on the store because of that. Because gaming right now, it sucks. There are a lot of good games right now, but there are a lot of good groups that say that gaming is worth it or say that you should let your kids play games. Because it makes you lazy. And it's both ways. One way is it helps kids not do crimes or do things that they shouldn't do. Number 2 is that it helps build groups. It helps people like find something that they want to play. Like Call of Duty used to be the biggest thing in the day until they made it about corpo talk, corpo making, money making. And I'll even put an example to like the store that I go to buy like shirts and groceries from, which is either Fred Meyer's or Costco, right? Or like Sam's Club. They do the same thing. But the one thing that they've got down is that they at least know how to give people an experience to buy their groceries, even if it's junk food. Like I feel like Xbox and PlayStation isn't even an experience anymore. It's a trash box. They're both trash boxes. And the reason I say that PC gaming is trash too and not physical is because not a lot of people are buying into movies. And honestly, that's why I say we should just cut, if this can even be a separate option as well, is maybe you should make it where all gaming has to be cut off by 10 o'clock. Cut off. Okay, you cannot play games, and that is a legal agreement from government to humans as well. Because that is another reason that would help people get off the effing games. Like, as soon as I started promoting that games, like Fortnite should shut off their servers at 10 or 11 or 12 o'clock each day and out, they listened. They actually listened to what my feedback was on the Twitch live streams that I used to do. They used to listen to that. And I was just giving advice, plans for them to succeed in the future. Because that's what I do. I want to help people and gaming. And stuff, everything. So if you're someone who says that gaming is for lazy people, maybe you're actually right nowadays. You're actually correct. But at the same time, that's because they don't make gaming worth it. Like there used to be learning games, but why do you need learning games? Gaming is to relax and to do other things besides that, so you don't have to like have so much stuff to play with, because people get bored. Okay, and it's bad to be bored too much, and it's also bad to play games too much because your eyeballs need to rest. Your eyeballs, your ojos need to rest. I know I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but if you have translation, read this on Translation YouTube. But that is the end of it, guys. And I was just saying, like, kind of take a break. Like, I know that I kind of try to speak to the majority of people who actually take break and do the right things for the right kind of stuff. Like, I get it. Sue Sony for the physical games, but that's not actually the real reasons why the physical suck either. Okay, that's not even, well, physical doesn't even suck at all. It's just mainly the pricing that sucks. And that's probably why a lot of corpos are cutting this away, because they don't want to give you the freedom of it. So then, if that was the case, why didn't Sony just say, hey, for newer games, but older games will stay the stagnant price, newer games will keep the higher end price? Why didn't they say that then, for physical and digital? Instead of saying we have dynamic pricing. No, dude, dynamic pricing won't get you the money. You literally F people over with dynamic pricing, because it never works. Because people are mental. People are stupid. Okay, that part, people are just stupid. They don't know pricing. Because it's the same thing as how corpo CEOs at stores used to track whether if you bought this, your price would go up or down. Okay? And that's not correct either. So dynamic pricing, if anyone says dynamic pricing, they should shut their damn lip, because they know nothing. Dynamic pricing is hell for everyone. Even people who don't buy shiz at the store or games or anything in general. Because that locks you in that you're poor every single time you buy something. Because we know that most of the dynamic pricing is tracking how much you've bought. But then if that were the case, they should just have a legal person who's like a financier in their finances to do that for them. Because that forces them to now make the right decisions, that they're making the wrong decisions. That teaches them. That's at least 67 or 65% better than having dynamic pricing. And the reason is that because if you do dynamic pricing, everyone pulls from this, pulls from that, and it fucks everything. It F's everything up. And you don't want to have that. No one wants to have that. So that's number one reason why I also don't make the videos, because the videos get edited right before I get the clip from Streamlabs. And I like Streamlabs. I don't want to use OBS, because every time I use OBS, I F it up. And the whole thing just deletes itself, and it's like gone. I'm like, fuck. But anyways, guys, hopefully you like this video, and put down your comments. If you're giving me hate for this, no, dude, I'm being serious. The title is going to be, should we kill online gaming and just leave what's left of gaming?